Hello everybody, this is Show here. Now the audio does sound a little bit different. I dropped my phone and cracked my screen. It sucks, and I spent a lot of today actually driving around town trying to find a place to get a repair kit for it, so I can fix it. They do not sell those anywhere in my town. It's just annoying. Now, let's begin. When we last left off, Deku and Bakugo had just gone through the intense experience where Bakugo almost got kidnapped by a Nomu. Now, Endeavor just dropped Bakugo, and this is whenever Deku, he would just ask Bakugo if he's good. Bakugo would say he's fine, he just needs to get out of his clothes now. Jiro actually comes flying in, asking if everything's alright. They would just say yeah, Endeavor caught him, but his gauntlet, what happened with it? Bakugo would immediately bring up his gauntlet, actually trying to see what went wrong. He finds that there's actually a small piece of shrapnel stuck in where his pin is. He tries pulling it loose, but Deku just says stop, because that's not going to work. Bakugo says he doesn't care as he keeps pulling on it. Deku would just immediately smack his arm upwards, and Bakugo would immediately get the shrapnel out, and it would set off his gauntlet. As soon as that happens, Deku would just say, "You are a dumbass. If you pull that out, it's the same as pulling a pin." What do you mean? It's stuck in your fucking pin! Anyways, these two are getting mad at each other and actually somewhat getting into a fight. Jiro would just say that it's cool, guys, just calm down. And they would actually see that Stain's doing that whole thing where he gives his whole speech to society, and that would happen. Now, Deku and Bakugo, let us cut to the final exams. Now then, as these exams are going on, Deku is actually thinking that if he gets paired up with Jiro, he actually might have a good way to actually use their quirks. But even then, he only sees the best way if somewhat holding off All Might if they get paired up against him. If they're paired up against people like Eraserhead, then actually he has a good time fighting, since his gauntlets can essentially store up his sweat and he can use them like that, basically countering Eraserhead's effects. But if he's up against 13 or Present Mike or Lady, I almost said Lady. I think I was going to say Mount Lady. What is it? Oh my god. No, I think I was trying to say Lady Deathstroke, but that's not right. I think that's actually, yeah, I think that's a comic book character. Anyways, we also have Midnight. Deku's thinking that it's going to be pretty weird if they're paired up against anyone else. But he's thinking since basically Bakugo and him were tied for that top spot, that they might actually just be paired up against All Might. So it kind of makes sense. Jiro's asking Deku why he seems a little nervous. Deku just saying that I'm trying to run the numbers for our exam. I think, well, as I said, we're going to be fighting teachers, so I think we're going against All Might. Wait, I'm fighting All Might? No, me and my brother. Oh, I am so sorry. Don't worry, we just have to escape him. So I'm not really sure we could even fight All Might. Now, after saying this, Deku and Bakugo, they immediately look at each other, and they actually start whispering to each other. Deku would just give a thumbs up, as Bakugo just says, "Okay, that's stupid, but it could actually work." People are somewhat confused, and Deku just states, "Well, now's a good time as any." As he would actually walk over, and actually tell Jiro that this is going to be very challenging, but if it all works out, then he'll see her on the other side. As he gives her a smile and she starts blushing. After that, he just immediately walks out of the room and goes to change into his hero costume. After that, this is whenever Ochako would actually walk up, asking her if she's okay. She would say she's fine, it's just she's never really talked to a guy or done anything like that, so she's not really used to this. She would just say that that's okay. In fact, talking with Bakugo is kind of weird. Wait, you've been talking with Bakugo? Well, yeah, actually, I kind of wanted to get more information on Deku's quirk, but I kind of missed him whenever he left. I think you and him were talking, actually, so I kind of was talking with Bakugo for a while. Oh, that makes sense. Anyways, Deku and Bakugo begin the final exams. They both walk into the area, and they're both looking at each other, and they immediately just say, "Alright, you ready?" As they say this, All Might, he hears begin as he cocks his arm back and throws a smash. Deku and Bakugo see this, and instead of trying to counter it, these two immediately just jump into an alleyway. As soon as that happens, Deku immediately just pulls up his gloves, revealing his fingertips actually lining the bottom of his feet as much as he can with explosives. As soon as he does that, he does the same to Bakugo, just layering the bottom of his shoes with explosives. Now, as soon as that happens, these two actually come out from behind the corner, and they go to actually advance. But as soon as they do so, they get rushed by All Might. When that happens, Deku sets off the explosions, and they both go flying up into the air. All Might is confused by this, but as soon as the smoke clears and looks around, he looks up, hearing their gauntlets actually going off. While this is going on, Deku, he immediately just starts grabbing the pins on both of his gauntlets, and he rips them out, simultaneously just doing an explosive move with Bakugo. These two call this, well, I'm not really sure what they call this. Super move combo double burst. That'd be pretty cool. It's actually pretty clever. Anyways, they would do this, and All Might is actually standing there, still after the explosion. The thing that's crazy that invades him as Deku immediately sets off another explosion, sending them even further away from All Might. All Might just sighs, saying that, he wasn't going to make this easy for them, so as he immediately disappears to the eye. This is whenever All Might appears in front of them, and they are both shocked as All Might thoroughly kicks Bakugo through a building, along with grabbing Deku and actually going to throw him. But as soon as he actually goes to toss Deku, Deku actually brings his leg up, firing a giant explosion straight into All Might's face. Now, as that happened, All Might, he would have actually staggered backwards, as Bakugo and Deku both immediately just start laying into All Might. Bakugo's thinking that his giant gauntlets, he's essentially going to have to actually use them, as he actually takes the thing off his neck, and he actually attaches it to them. Now, what am I talking about? We're talking about this little thing right here. Now, whenever he attaches them to his gauntlets, he's actually telling Deku to go for cover. As soon as Deku hears this, he immediately just starts tagging All Might with as many explosions as he can, and he actually is touching All Might with his fingertips. As soon as he would have done that, he immediately just jumps backwards, and he immediately starts clicking. As soon as he clicks his fingers, All Might just starts bursting with explosives as Bakugo basically sends off an entire wave of explosives straight towards him. All Might actually appears and he actually has a scuff mark on his cheek. He would tell them that that's very good and impressive, but they still have much to learn. People are watching and they're just saying that these two are doing nothing to All Might. That's crazy. So what are they going to do now? Well, from what I'm seeing, Deku's actually panicking. What do you mean? Look at his face. As they see, Deku actually has that weird smirk Bakugo gets, where he's just kinda... He looks like he's somewhat trying to mutter to himself, but he's also flying through the air. Now, he's thinking and he immediately comes up with a solution. He runs over to Bakugo, saying it's time to do that thing. He would just say the thing? Yes, the thing, dumbass. Now, hand me your belt. Bakugo would say, okay, just don't kill yourself. Dude, I'll kill you first. Fuck off. Anyways, while they are arguing, Bakugo tosses him his belt, as Deku immediately just latches it over himself, and putting on Bakugo's gauntlets. These are somewhat bulkier and a lot heavier, but they will work. They are kind of confused as to what Deku's doing, and Deku immediately just sees as Bakugo actually starts blasting super explosions at All Might. As soon as they see this, they're actually wondering if that's even doing anything, as All Might just standing there absorbing the blast, telling Bakugo that he's not going to succeed, and Bakugo gets to the point where his entire arms feel like they're on fire. He doesn't feel like he can even throw any more explosions, but he just has to keep his hands up and keep doing so. As soon as All Might lets go of Bakugo and actually knees him in the gut, Bakugo falls to the ground with a few broken ribs. As you hear Bakugo say through his coughing, well, it's all up to him now. All Might immediately looks at Deku as Deku is still tapping himself. All Might's kind of confused as Deku immediately tells All Might to come at him. Okay. All Might just says that is that a request or a threat? Deku just says yes. Oh, you little. As All Might begins rushing toward Deku, Deku immediately dodges All Might's right hook, and he actually brings himself up, latching himself over All Might's arm. As soon as he does that, he actually brings his legs up, trying to essentially choke out All Might. All Might's trying to shake Deku off, and he actually smashes him into a wall, saying that if he's just going to be doing this, then he's going to be annoying. Deku immediately just says, well, you see, All Might, you forget one thing about my quirk. Anything I touch, I make explode. So what happens whenever I tap something over 1,000 times? What do you mean? Oh, you did not. Yup. Deku immediately holds out his thumbs and starts flicking them together. As soon as that happens, he just begins glowing, as he immediately engulfs All Might in a giant explosion. As soon as that happens, Deku and Bakugo actually somewhat get All Might. Not wounded, but at least grazed. More so than in the canon timeline. All Might actually had that portion of his shirt where Deku was on blown off, actually burning the muscle right there. You can just see it's very red, it's not very burned. As All Might was actually sent flying, Deku actually would have grabbed Bakugo, taking this chance to try and run. Deku, he's very injured, as whenever he grabbed Bakugo, he actually starts feeling dizzy. He would pick up Bakugo, and Bakugo would immediately just start using his legs to just try and run. As these two are doing this, Deku immediately says, hang on, as he taps one of his legs, and he actually starts flying toward the exit with Bakugo. As soon as they're about to get out of the exit, All Might actually extends his arm out and actually smashes them into the ground. telling them that they're very good students, and in fact, that kind of surprised him. If he had to say, then he was probably holding that for about 3 to 4 seconds. Any more, and that may have actually ripped you apart. But I will give you one thing. That you two have both learned to control your quirks very well. But one thing you two do lack is discipline. You train yourselves so much that you think it's a game. You train yourselves to the point where you see your competition as nothing but a rivalry. You two are brothers, yes, but you're also just little, and I say this as nicely as possible to you two, a little condescending. Well, All Might, I just have one thing to say. What's that? What's what? As All Might looks down, seeing that Bakugo's essentially belt is actually wrapped in his own belt. All Might's immediately surprised as Bakugo immediately starts firing an AP shot. As soon as Bakugo fired this, he actually aimed for the grenades, and this is whenever All Might, he actually gets engulfed in the explosion as Deku and Bakugo just jump out as fast as they can. They barely made it across the line as All Might tried grabbing them. Now, they were declared the winners, but by no doubt did they have a chance against All Might. In fact, they barely beat him. Now, this is where I'm gonna... Not yet. Anyways. Now, Deku and Bakugo actually walk back to the observation room, and people are actually in shock. They're actually very surprised that he passed, and they're actually asking Deku if he's okay after that. He's saying that he'll be fine, but... Okay. Jiro, your match is coming up next, right? Yeah, it should be really nice, but... Just one thing, Deku. As she immediately just grabs Deku and pulls him in for a kiss. As she just says that she needed that for good luck. As Deku's somewhat confused, he actually starts laughing before falling backwards, passing out, like a love-drunk idiot. Now, that is where I want to leave things off, but that probably will not work. Anyway, guys, please leave recommendations for what you guys want to see for the 1K special, because I actually do have a lot more slots left than I've anticipated. So, if you guys have a suggestion, please leave it in the comments below, and I will be writing some down, and I already have solo leveling down and Hitman Reborn before anyone asks. So I do hope you guys enjoyed the video, and have an amazing day. I will catch you guys later.